Hello and welcome to my final revision video for Whitechapel crime policing in the inner city, where I focus on investigative policing in Whitechapel and the Jack the Ripper murders. So between the 31st of August and 9th of November 1888, 5 women were murdered in similar and gruesome ways. The criminal gained the nickname Jack the Ripper, and this case shows us a lot about investigative policing and the challenges that the police faced. So the 5 victims were Mary Ann Polly Nichols, found in Bucks Row on the 31st of August. Her throat was cut and abdomen cut open. Annie Chapman was found in the backyard of 29 Hanbury Street, Spitalfields on the 8th of September. Her throat had also been cut following strangulation, and some intestines had been pulled from the body. Elizabeth Stride was found in Berners Street on the 30th of September. Her throat was slit but no other injuries, so perhaps the killer was interrupted. And indeed, on the same night, Catherine Eddowes was found in Mitre Square. Her face was mutilated and she was disemboweled. The final victim, Mary Kelly, was found in a room in 13 Millers Court, Dorset Street in Spitalfields on the 9th of November. She had suffered terrible injuries, her body parts were removed and spread around the room. Now, the media played a part in the murders and the investigative policing. The newspapers presented the police as utterly useless. Sensationalist newspaper stories led to over 300 hoax letters being sent to the press and police claiming to be from the Ripper, and following up many of these wasted police time. Some letters were believed to be genuine but were not passed on to the police quickly enough, and sketches in the press of foreign or Jewish-looking suspects further created tension towards and attacks on immigrants. There was also the issue of police false rivalry and cooperation. Catherine Eddowes was murdered in Mitre Square, which fell within the territory of the City of London Police, which was independent from the Met. But Police Commissioner Warren had an important clue: graffiti on the wall removed before a police photographer arrived. This was perhaps to stop a backlash against the Jewish community, who the graffiti was about, or to stop the City of London Police catching the killer first. But this bitter rivalry was a big problem. Now, on to the investigation itself. Well, the police faced a lot of difficulties when they tried to investigate the murders. False leads, interference by the media, and rivalry between police forces were just a few of the problems. On top of this, locals within Whitechapel set up a vigilance committee to try to catch Jack the Ripper. We also need to remember that scientific methods and forensic techniques that the police use today did not exist at this point. The techniques available to the police included autopsy, which was done for each of the victims, and reports were given to the police. These suggested the killer had some skill and at least some basic knowledge of anatomy. Photography. Photographs were taken of the bodies before and after each autopsy. Sketches were taken of crime scenes and of some of the victims. And there were interviews. The police visited houses and businesses, searched lodging houses, questioned more than 2,000 people, and set up soup kitchens to try and encourage people to come forward. They also tried a number of methods to catch Jack the Ripper. Some of these methods made a lot of sense, such as following up on leads, interviewing witnesses, searching crime scenes, and following up on clues. Some methods seemed bizarre, to say the least, such as the police dressing as women but refusing to shave their moustaches. Now, one thing that did get in the way of the investigation was the Whitechapel Vigilance Committee. Set up by George Lusk, a local builder, the committee thought the police had not done enough and were unhappy that financial rewards were not allowed. The committee therefore offered rewards, took to the streets at night with planks of wood, whistles and hobnail boots, and was soon receiving hoax letters too, but their efforts damaged the police investigation. Now, although Jack the Ripper was never caught, lessons were learned and improvements were made to police investigation. The Battalion system was introduced, which used physical measurement, photography and record keeping to identify criminals. Communication improved, especially with the introduction a few years later of the use of telephones, and there were improvements to the environment of Whitechapel as a result of changing attitudes and laws on housing and public health.